And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to season 2 of the Loves Gymnastics podcast, brought to you by the Loves Gymnastics Network, brought to you by the creator of this, Michaela Loves Gymnastics, and her co-host, Oscar, aka Gymnastics Saves Lives, Miss Shayna, and Ezra. And together, we bring you the Loves Gymnastics podcast. Season 2 begins now. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. We love and appreciate you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, bring more people into the community. It's NCAA 2025 time. Let's go, girls! And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Welcome back to my channel, Michaela Loves Gymnastics. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to what you all have been waiting for, another episode of the Loves Gymnastics podcast. Not to be confused by the Loves Gymnastics Gym, but the Loves Gymnastics podcast, hosted by Michaela Loves Gymnastics and Oscar Saves Lives, and Shayna Loves Gymnastics, and Ezra Loves Gymnastics, and John Loves Gymnastics. We're the Loves Gymnastics gay family over here. We will be voguing and death dropping at the next ball. I'm just joking. I'm just so damn happy that we back to some damn real gymnastics. No offense to y'all NCAA girlies. That shit was hella boring. So now we're back to real gymnastics. But guess what? That shit still is mid, but it's just the beginning of the season. So we have some highlights. We have some lowlights. We have some injuries. We have some, okay, girl, maybe you are part of the future of USA Gymnastics. But I just would like to start off by saying, Fred Richards, that uniform was a fucking atrocious. Girl, what the fuck are you doing, girl? How the hell did you make this bit stink about this whole leotard, girl, and you still up here wearing tights at the end of the day, girl? Why? Because shorts are still not part of the rules of gymnastics. It makes no sense, girl. But let's be clear. Don't start being racist, Gymternet. We're doing good. We are doing good. We are doing good. We are calling out the homophobia. We are calling out the misogyny. We are doing good. Don't y'all start being racist, bitch. Don't y'all start Y'all know that man ain't ugly. Y'all know that man. Don't y'all start being racist. Let's just keep it where it's at. Let's just keep it where it's at. Up here worrying about a damn outfit, bitch. I need to learn how to do scales. And speaking of scales, that's where we're starting the show at. Damn it, I was finding shit and I forgot this. Let me find Frederick Richards' floor routine for Winter Cup, because we finna read these scales. Hey, Oscar, your internet seems to work a little bit better than me. Can you go on Twitter? I know they posted it on USA Gymnastics, and share his floor routine. We're gonna talk about the outfit as a group, and then we're gonna talk about these scales, because that's the most important issue. Because the most important issue isn't that he's redesigning his Leo or singlet or uniform or whatever the hell y'all want to call the men's Leo. It's the homophobia. It's the misogyny. It's the trying to take away the artistic aspect of gymnastics that we are going against. It's not Frederick Richards himself. Actually, I think Frederick Richards need to look at the U-turn people and sue the dog shit out of them people for putting him in this predicament in the first place.
Hi, Michaela. Hi, everyone.
Hi,
Good
Oscar.
morning.
All I was Nike would never. Adidas would never.
Adidas would never.
Um,
Nike, I'm not sure.
Reeboks would never. Who else do they be going to for sponsorships? I know it's like a couple of other ones.
GK Elite might.
Child. GK Elite might make your point for you, Fraser. You might be doing your flips and shit and stars and because all GK Elite know how to do is put rhinestones on a piece of fabric. That's all they good for.
I'm cracking up at you calling me Oscar Saves Lives.
Saves Lives family. I'm the mother of the Saves Lives family. Everybody just needs to get into it. I'm just joking.
What's Love's Gymnastics Gym? Not to be confused with the Love's Gymnastics podcast.
When I was watching Winter Cup, I realized that
Is
Alice
loved a gym club?
loved it's not loves gymnastics, it's loved gymnastics. It's a gym. Like
Oh, yeah. I totally caught that too. I just wasn't sure that's what you were referencing.
correct.
Are you ready to watch Fred's Floor?
Oh, of course.
Okay. So did you already tell the people that today won't be the longest of shows, but we have a show planned for tomorrow already that can be much longer, I believe? And in detail?
Yes. Today won't be the oh no, I just started ranting. Today won't be the longest of show. I have to go to work at 3. So what I plan on doing is giving y'all about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes, maybe an hour and 30 minutes at the most of a show. And then tomorrow you can get on at 6 and do, a regular 3-hour show, talk about NCAA. But this week, y'all, I'm going out of town. So we won't do a midweek show. So that Monday show has to be the show. So
We'll cram everything that we don't get to today, including some Winter Cup routines that weren't on the stream because I only watched the stream and not every routine. All of the Cottbus that we don't get to talk about today because I only watched a little bit. Michaela watched more than me, and hopefully we'll get some NCAA in there as well with Shayna and Urza.
correct. Plus, it's
Oh, and
another
the
big
Nastia Lukin Cup.
and the Nastia Liukin Cup. And we're going to go much deeper into the Cottbus Cup because I will pay more attention. I just paid attention to the women and really the men's scales. And really, when I say I paid attention to the women, it's just balance beam. That's all I really paid attention to.
Same. I watched the men's floor final, and Michaela insisted I watch the two Chinese competitors and the Japanese. Is it important that so anything we don't get to today, don't worry, we'll get to it tomorrow.
With
Do
the
you
whole,
think is it important that we listen to the sound for Fred's routine?
no, actually, let's not play the sound so we won't get copyrighted strike. Because what USA Gymnastics love to do is play little songs in the background that you may not be paying attention to, but YouTube damn sure is paying attention to, and they damn sure would love to try to not let a bitch only make a coin off of this channel. So they try to take my one coin away. So we just not gonna play the sound. And to be honest, this whole floor routine, it was a great, outside of the outfit, it was a really good floor routine. I like his upgrades. I like him doing this upgraded first time to pass instead of what he was trying to do. It's a much better routine, in my opinion.
Remind me and the people what he was going for in his first pass previously.
He was going for a 2.5 twisting double tuck.
That's
So he
right.
was leaning forward.
Okay, I couldn't remember things.
Basically, the bows with one less half turn. And here, after this is this infamous scale. 2.5. I think he does a cartwheel or something. That's it. Oscar.
Yeah.
So what? You go back to his scale. Let's highlight this scale for a second before we move on. Let's just highlight it.
So he's going for like arabesque, we think, right?
Yeah, I guess that's what it would be.
I can slow it down.
I mean, do you think this is the correct body position for this scale?
That's like a what is that? It's not a rhetorical question. We all know the answer is no.
Why do you think they chose? Do you think he could do a wide scale?
I think all of the gymnasts can do a Y scale. I think I think that most of them could do better arabesque scales. I don't know what the issue is. And I think it could be one of multiple things.
Why do you think it was such a throw? Like it's a new requirement to do it, and he does it like most guys, at least the European guys, highlight it. And Oscar, you made a post that went very viral. Can we play your example of what a scale should look like for the men?
We totally can. Give me a second. This was from Cottbus. It was one of the Spanish competitors, the second one. Although both of the Spanish men had pretty scales. One did an arabesque that was executed very well. Not the
Do
best
you
in the
have
world.
that?
Yes, sorry. I'm just moving a bit slowly, pouring my coffee.
No, you're good.
Check it out. Get into it.
Get into it. Oscar saves lives. Gymnastics saves lives.
But this
The
was...
Y scale.
Oops, sorry. And the way he just kicks up into it, most of the men, they tuck their knee, grab their ankle, and then extend. This is so impressive.
And I think Corey is going to have a pretty Y scale.
Oh, I would love that for Corey. It's also so impressive the way he stays stable throughout the whole thing, even when he drops it, and his torso doesn't lean to the side too much. It's pretty...
He does it like
impressive.
He does it like when the girl is doing a really good memo or is better evolve it to a Mustafina. That's the technique that the girls need for a Mustafina.
Someone reminded me of this Soviet gymnast who I used to love but hadn't thought about in a while. Are you familiar with Yuri Balabanov?
Oh, what era of gymnastics? The name don't sound familiar. I thought you was going to say Yuri Keki. What era is he from?
He was competitive in the 80s. I think from 83 to 88 or 87.
Yeah, I really have a lack of gymnastics knowledge of the men, especially when I was a kid, the men gymnastics didn't even exist to me. It was just the women. So no.
While we talk, about whatever we want to talk about, can I play his floor?
Sure,
Because
but
if
can we get an example of the correct way to do the arabesque before we lose our train of thought?
Sure, because the one I wanted to show you is another Y scale. So you want an arabesque?
Yes.
Okay, I was gonna just from the competition, it will take me a second, but
Okay.
I was gonna look for Sergio Kovacs, the other Spanish competitor, because he did it well.
Let me think of a '90s gymnast who did a beautiful arabesque. Most of them were doing Y skills, though.
Oops, I was muted. I was asking you, why do you think, while I look for this scale, or this arabesque, why do you think France is so poor? And I understand that I'm singling him out, and he's not at all the only one who has issues with his scale.
It's the entire USA men's gymnastics, and this whole leotard thing really helped me single out what the issue is with the USA men's gymnastics. They think the sport is called gymnastics. They forget the sport is called artistic gymnastics. And sometimes they produce a gymnast who just naturally is artistic, so they just naturally have that flair. But they don't teach their guys the artistic part of gymnastics. That's why, in my opinion, the USA men's, the routines always look so chucked. That's why the routines always look like they are a bit of luck, because there's no artistry, there's no flair for the dramatic, there is no showmanship. They're just out there doing skills, basically power tumbling on the event.
So this is Sergio Kovacs from Spain.
Don't normally the Kovacs people are from Hungary?
Yeah, I wonder if he's like Hungarian. He had a much cleaner set of landings in qualification compared to the final. So it was unfortunate he didn't medal.
I like how the men said, so we can't do the triple at the end of routines no more. So it's going to be our side tumbling pass now.
It's not a great angle, but you could
Oh
see
my
his.
God, that was such a horrible angle, but you could tell that.
Let me look for another angle. Sorry.
Uh, oh wow, he's dismounted with a double layout. Okay.
Oh, that wasn't his dismount.
Oh.
Where did I see his routine? Oh, on Twitter. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
Okay, I think I found a better view. Oh, I keep pressing the wrong button. Sorry.
It's okay.
Here, this should be better.
Oh my gosh, that's much better.
Right? Not bad. Not bad at all. I'll take it.
It's just he arches his back, he extends his leg, the toe is pointed. It looked like he's trying. It's way better.
It doesn't really compare. He looks stable, like he's not gonna fall. They should look confident in what they're doing, not like they're embarrassed.
And see, that's the other issue with Fred's Leo. You can't. That's why they don't wear baggy clothes in gymnastics. You can't see the arch of the back, the extension of the back leg, the if the knee is slightly curved in or not. Like they really did a piss poor job of thinking of this through.
Do we blame Fred's coaches also? Do we even know who Fred's coaches are?
I don't blame his coaches. I don't really even blame him because it's not like I believe Frederick was out there sewing the Leo together. He just gave the people his idea and they came up with this design.
No, but what about for the scale? I meant, do we blame his coach for his
Oh
scale?
hell, I blame USA Gymnastics on once they realized this was going to be a requirement and the men were going to have to do it. And this is the conversation I imagine USA Gymnastics had with the guys. Well, guys, you know they're gonna incorporate the scale back in, so I know y'all hate doing them, but we're gonna have to learn how to balance on one foot. It's not that bad. All you got to do is balance on one foot, and that's not what a scale is.
Can I show you the Y scale that I love?
Sure.
Do you want audio or no audio?
It don't matter.
Let's go no audio.
Okay.
So this is Yuri Balabanov. I might be mispronouncing that, sorry. I think it's from 85, 84. And the whole routine is original, especially this strength hold right here, showing flexibility,
Oh wow.
and then his Y scale later, which you'll see.
Oh wow, that was the men could never. I'm not even saying the American men. I'm just saying the men in general. They could never.
Right, this would be challenging for Heath Thorpe,
It would.
especially the tumbling.
Oh, that is. Oh wow.
He did the Chelsea memo pose on beam on floor.
The girls were gagged. Can we do one more scale and then we can move on?
Sure.
Can we go to 1996? The guy who won he's from Athens, Greece. I don't know what his name is, but he had the best white scale ever I saw.
I didn't remember that he did a scale. When did they take out the requirement?
Under the open code, under all of the 10.0 code, it was a requirement, I believe.
You think he did it in the final?
Oh, I know he did it in the final.
Okay, great.
Maybe they took it out after 2000 because I don't remember people in 2004 doing scales. Yes, I do. Paul Hom damn sure did do a scale.
And was it better than Fred's?
Yeah, I mean, they had to know them Y turns and stuff. So yeah, it was like I'm sure they didn't like doing them, but you know they knew how to do them.
They were doing Y turns?
Y scales. I'm so sorry.
I was like, gag. Y turn?
Scales.
This is the right routine?
Yes.
I've definitely watched this routine many times. I just don't remember his scale. And I'm a big fan of him on vault as well. He was like doing the Yurchenko double tuck and double pike, one of the very first, if not the first. And he was training the Yurchenko full in, which still has that been competed yet?
No, I don't think so. I just remember watching him
Look at those booty shorts.
and just being like, okay, queen, eat.
Oh no, they're not short. Oh, they are gorgeous and so stable. So there's a history of excellence in men's scales if you look for it.
Correct.
And not just excellence in the scales, excellence in terms of medals and results, going along hand in hand with good scales.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, once again, we did what I said we weren't going to do and spent 30 minutes speaking of the men. But you know what? Men, Fred, if you have done nothing else, you made the sport of men's gymnastics interesting to me. If you've done nothing else, I haven't been disinterested in anything with the men's gymnastics since y'all won the bronze medal at the Olympics. So good job, sir. Bravo. If that was your ultimate goal, is just to make us talk about men's gymnastics, you did it. You did it, sir. You did it.
People have so many different opinions, and it's hard to like tune out the noise, I would say. But some of the opinions are like he just did all of this, including being like subtly, not so subtly homophobic just for clicks.
I don't disagree with those opinions.
I'm wearing my Winter Cup shirt, 2023.
2023. Who won Winter Cup 2023? Do you remember?
Our Olympic gold medalist, Hesley Rivera.
Really?
She won the junior, but she was more memorable than the senior, which was Lexi Zeiss. That's why I thought of her first.
Cool.
Catch that, LSU.
So, you got it. Ooh, Shayna and Nisha's for to get you. Shayna and Nisha's for to get
Wait,
you.
is Hesley?
So you guys,
aren't they both committed to LSU? Hesley's going to LSU too. Oh, sorry.
So you guys, we had 2 big elite gymnastics competitions going on this weekend. I know when Italian Series A, that was the return of elite gymnastics, and it was. But this was the return of elite gymnastics in America, which, is more important. So we had Miss Winter Cup 2025. And I'm just going to be honest and just give my opinion. These are just my opinion. Please do not attack me for my opinions. I don't think none of the girls, not even the ones who won medals at these competitions, are even in the running for this world team unless none of the people that I think is going to try for this world team try at all.
Do you think that at the Olympics in Paris, Hesley could have beaten Kalia Nemore in an all-around competition?
No. So.
And do you think she could beat her today?
No.
Okay.
So,
because we had one Olympic gold medalist at the Italian competition. That was Kalia Nemore. And then we had Hesley today, or yesterday.
And we had an Olympic medalist at Cottbus. So we had some elite people here and there. Let's start off with Hesley, since we brought her up. She just did one event here, which was beam. She was doing a very upgraded beam routine. A very, very upgraded beam routine with a new...
I thought she was going to do the all-around. I was a little disappointed.
I think she started off slated to do the all-around with Tiana, but I think as she kept dropping events and dropped down to just doing one event.
when Tiana said me and my coaches thought I wasn't ready or whatever, who do you think are her coaches? Is it the Dutch people?
She's still at WCC.
You don't think
I will say this for the
her on
WCC.
the phone and was like, "Show me your routines. You're not ready."
No, I think when she got to wearing the stuff and she was falling everywhere, she was like, you know what?
Oh, you think
I don't need this.
she was in Kentucky?
Oh, she was there.
I didn't know that. Okay, interesting. I'm looking for the scores. I made some notes for the first 2 rotations, and then I have memories from the last 2 rotations, but it would be helpful to look at the scores to trigger my memory.
One thing I do, speaking of scoring, one thing I do want to talk about is it's really weird to me how much higher the scores are. I know this is just the first or second meet of this elite code or whatever, but how much higher the scoring is compared to the first year of last quad, especially after, well, what was the 2022, the first year of last quad, well, last try, whatever, it was only 3 years last year. So it's like all the events are scoring like a point higher than where they were. I mean, I know this hasn't been the most dramatic rule change in the code of points that they could have done, but it still seems off.
I know you talked about the beam scores were too high at the Series A competition, and I'm assuming you feel that way maybe about the Chinese scores, because I don't think anyone else broke 14 at this Cottbus competition on beam. So why do you say that about, why do you include the other events in that? And what are your reference points in terms of specific meets from 2022?
Well, 2022, from what I remember, the routines started off a lot cleaner than they are now. Again, I understand it was the Olympics. They had an extra Olympic year, and a lot of the people who were at the Olympics just kept going. So I do understand that we have for most teams, a completely new set of girls other than the Chinese. But like, I remember Simone Rose routine, because Simone Rose and Alicia Zhao
From yesterday.
Those was the first. Yes, those was the first 2 bar routines. I'm like, okay, finally, we're back in elite gymnastics, bit skills, combinations. Let's do this, right? And Alicia Zhao was good, but it was more clean and difficult. But Simone Rose routine, she was throwing a lot of shit in that bar routine.
But it evens out because like Alicia had deep pirouettes and she connected her transitions, I believe. Whereas Simone Rose does a late giant full, and she finally put her Van Leeuwen in because she was doing a toe shoot. Jayla Heng is still doing a toe shoot, even though we see her training all this harder stuff. I would be the My USA Gym website and app are not working for me right now, frustratingly enough. So I would be really curious to compare their D scores. But they definitely did have some of the strongest bar work. Did you catch later in the meet? I had no idea she was so good on bars, and she's not like gonna win a world medal right now, but she looked better than ever, and I was impressed with her swing and execution. Her name was Brooke Pearson, and she goes to Simone Biles' gym as well. She did a lovely Stalder full right in handstand, Maloney, Pack,
Also,
Lewin, stuck double front.
I think she might have fell the times here, but my boo with her red hair.
The girls were falling. Do you mean from WCC as well, Dulcie Kaler?
Yeah, Dulcie. She looked really, really good. I was very impressed with her, even though, again, I know she fell almost everything she did, but just her presence and her presentation, like I'm like, okay, Dulcie, I see it. I see it. Like, I see it, girl. Like, don't stop. I see it. Like, you can be one of them girls.
Don't stop. She definitely has the potential to be on this A team, especially in a year like this after the Olympics. It was unfortunate that she started the competition with a fall, and like she hit her mount beam was her first event, and then she fell on her switch half. That was wonky. But then on bars, she ended up like I watched the top 8 placement they did for each event at the end of the competition. So she was like 4th or 5th on bars. So I was happy for her on that.
It was one of the girls. It might have been Jayla Hang, but I don't remember. It might have been Alicia though. She started doing those endos because they raised the value on those. Instead of doing a Wilder kip, she did an endo half, and I was very geeked about that.
I was so about the endos. The 2 endos I remember clearly were from, and they were both endo halves. The first one was from Nola Matthews, and the second one was from Claire Pease. Claire Pease would have easily won this competition if she hadn't fallen on or had several rough areas, which she kind of always does, unfortunately, except for like that one international dance when she was a junior. This was her first senior competition.
Claire looks really, really strong. She's very Nastia coded, which I don't know how to say it. It's not that I'm scared for her. It's just like her floor. Like, she literally landed 2 feet out of bounds on everything.
But she landed a double-double. That was her first time landing that I've seen. At the 2023 Winter Cup, she crashed that and landed on her elbows and head.
Yes, she landed it. It's just, out. It's just hard to gauge where she's at from this competition. That's just what I'm trying to say. I thought she was going to come in second behind Jayla when the just announcing the girl, but
I just know Claire's. Oh, this is so mean to say, but like, for lack of a better, nicer term, I don't mean to be bullying right now. I know I bully the girls at other moments, so I am a bully. But she's such a head case to me, and if it's not this issue that she always falls on, she finally gets a hold of that, it's always going to be another issue that somehow appears. That's how it feels tracking her progress the past couple years. But I was really happy she landed the double-double. Maybe not, don't think it's necessary she's doing the double-double at this competition. Didn't think it was necessary she was doing her DTY because it's sketch. Super sketch.
Oh, that's something else we could talk about. Let's pause. For so long, the United States, even their C team, had the Yurchenko double twist, right? Their C team had the Yurchenko. Everybody could do the Yurchenko double, right? For so long, even the juniors was coming up, and you could go to like the C tier juniors, and they had Yurchenko doubles. And it's just so evident now that vault is not our best event. Like, we're gonna have some vaulters, but like everybody, how the Americans was so far ahead on vault compared to everybody else, it's not like that anymore. I don't think we saw at this competition for the seniors, I think we saw 2 or 3 Yurchenko doubles from everybody. Everybody was doing the Yurchenko 1.5 and pipe front halves, which is another conversation we need to have, which is, how do you feel? Okay, no, that's so loaded. Let me ask the question differently. It seems to me that a lot of the girls aren't even trying for elite gymnastics anymore. They're focused on the NCAA. They're trying to get their NCAA skills together. gathering up a handful of skills that they can put together to choose from which NCAA skills they're doing, because all of the girls right now are learning pipe front halves or your chinky 1.5s, which they do better. All the girls are doing these Maloney Pats and or Maloney Bells, and they're doing like Takachevs or other things to make the routines have start values, but you can clearly tell they're putting together a bunch of skills to go to college, so their college coaches can be like, "Oh, you have a beautiful Ray, but you have a beautiful Maloney Pat. Let's do the Maloney Pack, or let's do the Ray Pack, or preparing for the NCAA instead of what it used to be, where it seemed like the girls, even the C-tier girls, had the belief that maybe, just maybe, if I just do my best, I can make it to the Olympics. And it just doesn't feel like this group of girls, even the top group of girls, like Ashley Sullivan was just like, yeah, I was thinking about dropping down to level 10, but my coach just was like, hey, let's do this competition. And I'm here now. It doesn't seem like elite.
Did she give an interview?
No, they said that in the broadcast.
There was an NBC broadcast?
No, there was no NBC broadcast. Wait, where did I hear that?
Did Addicts say it? Was it in the chat? Did the
It might have been Addicts and Catherine. I'm not sure.
I think Nisha's right though.
Wait, what? I feel like there was a commentator yesterday. Was there a commentator yesterday? Or am I just making this up?
I didn't see one. That's why I would love to listen if there was one. I didn't hear one. I think Nisha's pretty hitting it on the head though.
Well, I didn't see what she. Let me read what she's saying. I'm so sorry. I was just talking.
Like the way I understand what she's saying is that during the MARTA era, it was less lucrative financially to go to do NCAA, maybe even less encouraged, just like it was still a bit looked as lesser than. So of course you're going to give all you can and throw your DTY at every competition because you want to make whatever team you can, even if that's still like being the Pan Am alternate or whatever. No shade to Pan Ams, but
So you're saying, so what y'all are saying that the girls
kill their body.
Because, okay, it's not that but I feel like, okay, it's such a double-edged sword because I hear what y'all saying and I agree with what y'all are saying, but it feels like there are other competitions. Like, I think Just Low is a big competition. It's not the biggest competition in the world, but it's a big competition. And I would have expected more girls to want to have tried for Just Low and to be, ready for Just Low. The DTP thing that they send the girls to Germany is another. It's not the Worlds, it's not Pan American Games, but it's another prestigious competition that they send an American team to. I would think the girls would have DTYs ready, have their bars ready, have these things ready for these competitions that are coming up. They have well, I know they're not sending the girls team to Baku, but
Remind me how we know that the USA isn't sending girls to Just Low and DTB, because it's also possible that they might register girls for Baku. I think they still have time.
Maybe. But, and again, I hear what you're saying, Nisha, but I would think maybe this is part of the different way they coach the girls. But I would think in this cycle with no Simone Biles, Charlize Jones is injured, Sky Blakely is injured, Jordan Child seems to be focused on NCAA. Jade Carey says she's not going to try for this World's team. Tiana is shaky. Hesley is Hesley.
Miley Lou is MIA.
Miley Lou is MIA. Kayla DiCello is coming back from a surgery, right? I would, in my mind, at least the top girls, Jayla Hang, Alicia Zhao, Simone Rose, Zoe Malono. I'm not saying her name right. Zoe Malalo.
Maloma.
Maloma.
Ashley
Okay.
Sullivan, Kamara Williams.
Ashley Sullivan, Kamari Williams. I will be having these girls ready because I assume that Charlize is going to try for this world's team. I assume Jordan Charles is going to try for this world's team. I assume Jocelyn Robertson is going to try for this world's team. I assume all of these things. There's no proof to that assumption, though. These girls are tired and they could just be like, you know what? I'll see y'all in 2024 or 2027, bitch, right before the Olympics. But I'm not going to give you these first 2 years where I feel like these first 2 years are the years where you get to know the new group of girls, where you got to know who Jordan Weber was, Ali Raiden were, Mackenzie Torquato. She had a very successful first two. Rebecca Bra, she had a very successful first 2 years. Then the next cycle came along. I feel like these girls aren't getting Morgan Hurd.
The way things are looking for Florida, I'm now expecting Leanne to try for 2025 Worlds.
Leanne Wong, exactly. I absolutely think Leanne is going to go for Worlds. This is why I think she's stuck on doing this down Poker Paiva vault in college, because I really think she's going to try chunking it out for Worlds this year. With all of, I would just be setting my gymnasts up to, and maybe this is part of that different motivation. Maybe this is part of this different mindset of gymnastics. It just feels like it's so lackadaisy and like comparing these beam routines here to the beam routines at Cottbus. I'm concerned for the Americans. It's just such a fall off of, even from the top American beam workers, it's such a distinct fall off from where the Chinese girls are at right now versus where the Japanese girls are at right now versus where the American girls are at right now.
Can I push back on that?
Push back.
Okay. How often do the Chinese girls hit their routines at Worlds and Olympics? When has the U.S. been dominant on beam, or have it be their strong suit when Simone isn't there? The Chinese girls, how many DTYs do they have? We had solid DTYs at this competition, some that I didn't even know existed, which I would love to mention when I go through my highlights at some point. If not today, tomorrow. I feel like it's never been their strongest event. They're vault and floor girls, and they bring the bars and beam, what they consider their specialists, who never really compare to the Chinese when they hit their routines. Also, if we use this really flawed logic and compare scores, domestic competition, FIG competition, multiple girls would have snatched the bronze medal from the Japanese gymnast today on beam. Did you see Tatum Drush? She tied for the beam title with who was it? With Claire Pease. They both got 13 A5s. And Tatum Drush, she's still trying that skill, which I think is unnamed in the code of points. It's the full turning split jump from sideways. It's camp.
It's very camp. I hear what you're saying, but it's like Claire. Again, this is just Winter Cup. It's just one competition. It's hard for me to judge her whole gymnastics career by the one competition that I actually paid attention to her from, because I don't pay attention to the juniors. Um, she seemed difficulty wise a lot more prepared than the other girls here. But like you said, a head case, like,
Because Michaela, she hits all her routines in the warm up in the training.
well, I believe it. Um, and college is more lucrative, you guys, and I completely understand that. It's just, I don't know, maybe the level of difficulty in college is so less now that the girls just don't have to do that much, don't have to learn that many skills anymore.
This is such a generalization, and it's honestly like using very flawed logic. So call it out if you feel like it. But do you prefer bars routines with, let's say, E and or F, E and F skills are harder, but no connections, or a routine that where everything is connected, but everything is a D or a C? Because I feel like the U.S. girls, like you said, in preparing
So
them for
basically,
college.
the Americans bar routines versus the Russian bar routines, I prefer the Russian bar routines.
Well, the Russians will give you a cute M-bar full.
These E's,
Some of these American gymnasts can't put an E skill to save their lives, it seems.
some of the gag is the American girls can't do toe fulls anymore, or starter fulls, or hip circle fulls, like these full turning skills on bars for the American girls. And it's because in college they don't have to do them. So they don't learn them until they have to come to an elite competition and chuck a starter full somewhere in a bar routine. And
I kind of hope that they crack down on these full twisting double layout dismounts and downgrade some to full in pikes. This quad.
well, I mean, again, we saw the B team. Well, I don't know if this is the B team for the Americans, but I think eventually they will get better, hopefully, off of bars. I mean,
I'm worried about it. I definitely think this is the B team and C team at this competition, but I think that several of the girls will be at world trials, and maybe one or two might even make the team, if not more, depending on who tries to make a comeback from NCAA.
okay, let's go here while we're here. What girls that were not here do you think could challenge the girls that were here for teams on bigger stages, such as worlds? Because it's the individual worlds. It's only 4 girls going to world.
Yeah, I feel like it's not any different from the last time we had this conversation. Basically, every girl, definitely every girl who was on the Olympic team who wasn't here. I mean, like everyone, everyone knows if they have watched our show even one time. Kayla DiCello, Sky Blakely, Leanne Wong, Jade Carey, Jordan Childs. That was in no particular order. Um, um,
Hell, Simone could sneeze and be like, you know what? I'm bored. Let me just put on a Leo and try and make up some routines and make this team and dominate. Like, it's just,
Simone is a given at any moment. She needs no notice, and she does not owe you any notice. Hell, I think Jordan Bowers could make this world team.
to be honest, y'all read Selena Harris down. I think Selena Harris have the skill set. I think she could make this world team too. I think Shay Campbell could make this world team. To be honest, if she really had her Chico double and could do like 3 or 4 more skills that she can do on bars, I think a lot of the NCAA girls could make
A lot, but not all. Maybe
No.
not your faves to
Oh,
certain viewers.
not the girls who sitting up here doing Rudy's layout step house as tumbling passes. I mean, be realistic, girls.
Yeah,
Like Jordan Bowers wasn't elite. Was Jordan Bowers should have been that girl, one of the next girls up, challenging for last year's Olympic team, but
the one before.
oh, Tokyo.
It's been that long.
Oh wow. But yeah, Jordan Bowers was a very top junior, very, very, very slaying them kids down over there on the junior national team. If it was Marta era, it would have been Jordan, not damn Hesley, because
Yeah,
Marta would have not let Jordan step down.
it would have been. It really would have been because that's the wrong quad. It would have been Jordan Bowers, not Grace McCallum.
Oh yeah, let me tell you something about that Marta. Well, I think Jordan. I think Charlize would have been pushed off. Leanne would have disappointed Marta too many times and
I'm
would have
not
been pushed off.
convinced. I'm not convinced that that's true because I think that Tom Forrester is the reason they were so neglected in their early senior careers. Because Jordan Childs was getting a lot of opportunities to compete in 2016 as a junior in
That's true.
Marta's last season.
That's true. That's true too.
Risa Sponda, I'm going to give her some grace. She's coming back from an injury, so I'm glad that she's not rushing her comeback.
Definitely Charlize, though. I think if Charlize, yeah, I agree with you, Nisha. Sky would have been pushed off too, or either Marta would have turned Sky into Gabby and turned Sky into like this super Sky and Connor, to be honest, because Marta would have had plans for both of them girls. Since they were juniors, Marta would have had plans for both of them girls.
But let's not act like they were in the same position. She would have had to do a lot less work with Connor McLean. In my opinion.
Connor, I'm not going to do it to you. I do it to you so many times. I'm not going to do it to you today, Connor. You are a beautiful, amazing gymnast. And Connor, I really like you over there at LSU. I didn't think LSU was going to be the team for you, but I really like you at LSU.
In my opinion, a more valid question or conversation to be had would be, would Marta have seen it for Connor as an all-arounder, even though she has beautiful form on certain skills and she had in bars? Would she have been a specialist, or would she have worked her as an all-arounder? I don't know about that. It's less clear to me.
It's ill. It's so hard because Marta had a formula, right? And win, lose, or draw, not win because they always used to win. Whether you agree with her formula or not, it worked for her. And I don't think a lot of the girls would be doing the skills that they're doing now. So I don't know how things. I think Marta would have damn sure taken advantage of both Sky's and Connor's and Kayla Discello's talent as juniors. I just don't know if Marta would have broken those girls also. Because Marta was very good at that too.
Even girls like Sunisa Lee, I don't think she would have thrived in the way that she did, especially in the Tokyo quad, if Marta was in charge, because I feel like Sunisa, part of what helped her be so successful was that her coach had the final say on a lot of the things she did and her strategies. Because she was like using her strategy, saving herself at certain meets, downgrading certain events at certain meets, throwing, like deciding in the that whole like deciding if she's gonna throw her hardest bar routine in the moment. I don't think Marta would have been cool with that. I think she would have said downgrade it and do something you know you can do every time.
Yeah.
So we have limited time. How do you want to spend the rest of our time? Do you want to talk about Cottbus? Do you want to talk about Winter Cup in more detail? Something else? Keep talking about what we're talking about?
With Cottbus, it was a really interesting competition. Um, Shout outs to all the medalists. Shout out to all the men who were there. Shout out to all the other three events, floor exercise. There's been a lot of just real nasty injuries. There was a real nasty injury at Cottbus with Charlotte Booth. So if you don't want to see that, just be mindful of her floor routine. It was a real bad injury.
No, I had no idea there were any injuries. Not Charlotte Booth. She was on such a little roll. She had so much momentum going for her.
I know. I know everybody said that. Everybody is saying that.
Was it on a stupid event like floor that she doesn't need to compete?
It was absolutely on floor.
That is such a shame. You think it's going to take her out for the rest of the season?
Absolutely. It was a very bad injury.
Fuck. That's so sad.
It was similar to exactly what happened to Sloan.
She was definitely going to go on. Oh my God. We're going to talk about Sloan, if not today, tomorrow, because I saw that and that was very strange and concerning. I am so I was expecting GB to rely on Charlotte Booth at this year's Worlds. Now all the people are going to come for me and be like, "Well, what about Jessica Gadarova? What about Jennifer Gadarova?" I'll believe it when I see it.
Me too. And Charlotte looked good here. She really looked like she was getting her back into the swing of things, no pun intended. And it just was, it was a lot of those injuries. And I just don't, if the equipment is supposed to be so much better, and I just don't understand these Achilles that keep rupturing on floor. Like, what's going on?
Now there's absolutely, before there was like a 5% chance. Now there's no way that Reby is going to be at 2025 Worlds on that Tyshawn equipment.
Absolutely not.
I keep mentioning it, so sorry for being so persistent, but I have these quick hits from Winter Cup. Would it be more,
Oh, let's do it.
should I do them now or tomorrow?
Yes. No, let's do them because then I want to talk about Cottbus and then we could hang it up for today.
Okay, sounds good. Roughly how much time do we have remaining?
Between 15 and 20 minutes.
Perfect. Okay, so I'll just say them, and if there's anything you want to talk about, you just say something. Otherwise, I'll just keep going through as quickly as possible. And sorry if anything seems unimportant. It's all important to me. Okay, we start.
Hey, TP. Hi, Freya.
Hi, TP.
Love you, girl.
Nice to see you. Hope you're well. Okay, we start in rotation.
Oh my God, Johnny Claire, how have you been, friend? I haven't seen you in ages. What's going on, friend?
Reese was she was injured at the very end of last season, so she's coming back slowly, I believe. But she's posting training videos. So rotation 1, we have Zoe Malomo, a nice beam routine. She is wonky on her switch leap mount. It's more like a stag leap. a switch stag, I would say. The front leg is very bent. Did you want to say something?
It's just, it was a good routine. It's just, to me, just visibly watching the routine, it just lacked difficulty. It's just like she had a lot of Zoe is one of those girls who I think of when I said it seems like she's preparing for the NCAA. Like all her routines, it seems like if you take out some skills, would be perfect for whatever team she's going to for the NCAA. But her routines have that NCAA structure already.
I see that. I'm surprised she
Her,
hasn't upgraded to the DTY, but at the same time, I find it
I
encouraging
don't,
that she's upgrading. She's training the aerial layout, step out, layout, step out. She didn't do the second layout, step out yesterday, but she added this second vault. She's one of these several new girls who are training 2 vaults, not just new first-year seniors, but a whole group of girls are now debuting second vaults. None of them are difficult.
but my fear is they're doing pipe front halves, which makes me believe that they're saying, okay, NCAA, y'all ready? My tens. But somebody else made the point that maybe they could be preparing for Rudy's in the future, which is
I
because I
pray that
think
they're preparing for Rudy's. Zoe had a nice
I
block.
think
She had really big knees. So she should stick to her Yurchenko for college, in my opinion.
mm, mm, I could have liked her pipe for half. It was a little low, but I could imagine giving her about another year on that vault. I could see
Yeah,
it for
it's so
her.
new. It was just she tucked it a lot.
But I
So
think a lot of the girls here are learning because I think when they go to college, they want to do that pipe front half because I don't. Okay, I think it's not easier, maybe less scary to do a pipe front half than your Chinko 1.5. I think they're pretty evenly hard, but I think with your Chinko 1.5, because if you're a little bit short, you could possibly be twisting it to the ground, which could be an ACL, which the pipe front half, you just have to worry about not being short on the landing.
that's true, Nisha. Zoe did have a big injury, a lower leg injury a few years ago. So I understand why she's not so quick to add all her difficulty that she might be capable of in training. But she had gorgeous flexibility on her switch leap on the beam. I was very pleased with that. She stuck her
Yeah,
double tuck dismount, but the chest was down on landing.
she really walked into it. Like I could imagine she might be trying something harder because she really just took. Y'all remember like in the 90s when Vanessa Adler just was doing her round off double tuck and she just did it from like right here at the beam and she just went cartwheel double tuck. That's what Zoe Milano
That's
is not.
basic. I think the person who does that even more than Zoe Malone, Jayla Hang does that.
I have to pay attention. I
I'll
never
get
paid
to her
attention.
we barely touched my notes. That was the first routine. Simone Rose uneven Simone Rose uneven bars, solid handstands, and a nice full twisting double layout dismount. Just lay on uh, her giant full and legs apart on all her transitions. Tatum Drush had a really nice floor, 4 solid tumbling passes and nice clean dance elements. Annalisa Milton had a lovely floor, and she impressed me on all 4 events, actually. I was pleased because
And Lisa is a very talented gymnast, but her sister though
well, I was pleased
is
that
also a
she
very talented.
differentiated
Does
herself in
not
this
have.
competition. They're twins, and
Yeah,
coincidentally, they always seem to end up tying or like getting very similar scores. But at this competition, Annalisa really showed that she right now is the stronger gymnast of the 2.
she always has been. It's just
I think she hit all 4 events cleanly today, so maybe that was the difference.
I think she fell on beam.
I don't think so.
I remember. Oh, okay.
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm like 90% sure she stayed on.
I'm not sure either. A lot of the girls look alike. I don't know if that's
And they're twins. Her sister might have
they
fallen
do.
off, Malia.
Maybe that's what I saw. Maybe I don't know. But a lot of the girls look alike, and I don't know why.
And there were so many new girls, and they were really bad on the stream about giving their names and scores. That was not good. Claire Pease, we mentioned her sketchy DTY that I don't think she needs to be doing at the Winter Cup. Kieran Finau, uneven bars, a successful junior. She did a nice TOEFL and handstand to a Chow, to a Pack, to a Maloney, to a second Pack. So I don't know why she did that, but very much Georgia Godwin tease. I hope she changes.
I think one of those attacks eventually is going to go into a Bahard watch. I'm assuming.
That's a fair assumption to make, but like it seems like she could have came up with something that would have worked at this competition, even if it was lower difficulty, cleaner execution, and getting to count all her skills. I only saw one routine from Kamar Williams, which was a travesty, and I'm really upset about that. And I thought it was scandalous. She downgraded her vault from last season to a Yurchenko 1.5. She has a beautiful block and great height, but she was a bit under rotated.
Kamari is another one that you could tell she's waiting to get old enough to go to college.
I'm so excited to see her at Georgia. Nola Matthews, I mentioned her endo half on bars, which was lovely. Harlow.
For Nola, like Nola is one of those girls who I think has the potential to be an 18 girl. It's just I
She
don't
was
know.
like AB for like a hot minute there in 2024, 2023.
She was. It's just
And then they like
I
developed.
don't like her flurries.
She was doing
She took her tumbling
much on
way.
her floor. I wrote notes about her floor later on, but she won the floor title. Okay, I'll keep going. Harlow Buddendock had I think she had the only in bar that I saw. She did an in bar to a Ray, and I think she has a lot of right, and she's so petite. So I hope she keeps the in bar. I hope she upgrades to an in bar full, in bar half, and she has a lot of potential to improve. A nice swing. Rotation 2, Zoe Malomo has a lovely new floor exercise. She definitely can upgrade those tumbles. Her first pass was a new pass. I think it was a front full to a double tuck. Alicia Rosa. This is a new name. I did not know. Had you heard of Alicia Rosa?
No.
Never in my life. And she is a Hills gymnast. She had a lovely DTY. She had a lovely, I'm now jumping around. She had a lovely floor exercise. She came in 5th. And she had a really confident beam routine. I didn't see her bars, but I think she's definitely someone to keep your eye on, for sure. Jayla Hang, big beam potential. We already knew that from the last season. Lovely new combination. She's trying to do her aerial into her split straddle. She's not connecting it, but she is adding, she used to do a standing layout, step out, layout, step out. Now she does her back handspring tuck full, which she fell on, unfortunately. But after her side aerial pause split straddle, she does the layout step out, and that connection is solid and unique, I would say. And she walks into her big double pike, which is an upgrade this year from a double tuck. Her chest was up on the landing, but she took several steps back and over rotated it.
Yeah, Johnny Prayer. Yeah, Hesley did try to go for a 6-5 beam routine. Did she make the beam routine? No. Could she have been the Olympic champion in Paris? We're going too far. That's too much of a conversation. No. When we get to Hesley, I think she was the first gymnast in rotation 3.
I really want to. How do I share like a photo?
Share screen.
Can I try doing that to be really nasty for a second and show you something?
Yeah.
Okay, it's really nasty. You've been warned.
Okay.
How do I just share this screen? Entire screen. No. Maybe I can't do it. It has to be like on Chrome or whatever I'm using.
Share your window. Share window. Where it says
Okay.
window. Oh, that's not true, Johnny Pair. If Simone Biles come back, we could have an Olympic champion on being. If Charlie Schultz come back, we have to have an Olympic champion on being.
I know what I'm gonna do. It will take a minute, sorry.
The fact that Simone and Suni had the chance to go 1-2 in any order but won it. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people fell in Paris. That Paris being finals, I mean, what's her face from Italy should be very, very ecstatic that so many people fell.
But we're not taking anything away from her and her success. Two things
No.
can be true at the same time.
Shayna, I just think it was just a lot of new people. I don't think it's just that I wasn't impressed. It's just I didn't know who to play. I could watch Gabby Douglas fall all day and be very impressed with her falling. But I'm a fan.
I need my love, my Olympic gold medalist, to take these ring leaps out. This is her split ring jump at its apex. Trust me, it's at its apex. And this is her switch ring, which is slightly better. But I just don't think either of them is worth it. And I think the judges are going to eat her up if she goes to a FIG competition.
Do you think that's just how Valeri teaches? Because that's how he teaches everybody how to do them damn skills. Do you think Valeri and Anna just don't understand what a ring leap is?
She's just the most glaring issue to me is just the lack of 180, especially on the split ring. Her head release looks better on the switch ring, I would say. And who knows, the girls might be like, hey, this was an off competition for her. She can do it better. That might be true, but I just think it's like I'm already worried for her.
I will say a lot of the girls have taken them out of their routines for the Americans.
Because they know it's good for them. They know it's good for them.
Like a lot of the girls would just throw them, like they'll throw their head back and be like, see, it's a ring leap.
Okay, can I keep going?
Let's continue. I'm very entertained. Yes.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm giving y'all an extra 10 to 15 minutes because I still want to talk about Cottbus because it's Cottbus.
Okay, great. Maybe I'll just do I'll finish the second rotation of notes, and then I'll have rotation 3 and 4 notes for tomorrow. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay, Bryn Tori. She had a nice DTY also. There were not many DTYs.
That's a new name that I never heard of, and I was like, oh, who is this?
Bryn she was a senior last year, and she did her DTY as well, but I was really pleased that she hadn't downgraded like some of the other girls. She also showed, to me, a new vault, which was a second vault. She did a tucked souked fall. I hope she upgrades that. I'm a fan of anyone doing 2 vaults, no matter how easy they are. We already mentioned Claire Pease. on all four events, but specifically her bars. I loved her endo half. She missed her toe full, so she did not have a full pirouette in her routine. But then she came back with a gorgeous stoop come of a two transition, and then a huge flighty pack salto, a very pretty chow half, and then she fell on her double front half. But I'm a fan of anyone doing a double front half. The potential is there. We all know it. Ashley Sullivan showed an
Claire has a lot of Claire has a lot of potential that she could really be 18 level good. Like
definitely just as good as Hesley, her teammate.
better
Right.
in a lot of ways.
Definitely in a lot of ways. And that's why I was so gagged because Hesley used to be a head case, and then she's had the competition of her life at Olympic trials.
Had the competition of her life or got really lucky? Which one are you going to put in?
Both. Ashley Sullivan, new floor routine. Ashley is using Aaliyah
I really enjoyed
Mustafa's
it.
2011 floor music from American Cup, where she fell and Tim Daggett dragged her. She had a stuck full in Chuso where she flared her hips like Jade Carey and Jordan Childs. I loved that. The chest was a little down, but it was so entertaining. I forgot about it. I'm only remembering as I read my notes. She did a second pass of front full to a double tuck, clean dance skills, nice flexibility, nice control on everything. She looked confident. Her actual dance and choreography is lacking, but that is the case for basically every US elite gymnast at this competition. Beautiful stuck
The
double.
choreography on the American side now on floor and beam is trash.
I thought you were gonna say
It's
tragic.
trash.
It's trash and tragic. She stuck her double pike, gorgeous. And she started nowhere near the corner. So she just like took a few steps into it. Evelyn Lowe, she stuck her Podkopayeva vault. She did two vaults, I think, and she came in third on vault, which was surprising to me because I don't think of her as a vault girly. Khalees Wolford,
Were half of those girls trying to go for Lopez's, but
she was not going for a Lopez.
they
It
ended
was a Podkopayeva.
okay. Because it was one girl, they did I think it was a Poca Ava for their first fall, but I wasn't sure if they were going for Lopez or the Poca Ava because it was real.
I noticed that too. I'm pretty sure you're talking about Annalisa Milton. And they're both Gage girls, and so is Leanne Wong. So is that a coincidence? I'll let you decide. Khalees Wolford, we all know she has great potential on bars. She has not upgraded. She had a really low late pirouette on the low bar, but I'm gonna keep my eye on her. She also had a great floor exercise in the last rotation. Low difficulty, but very clean. And I liked her dance, especially compared to her competitors. Nola Matthews, floor. I love that she was doing these combination tumbles, the front fold to 2.5. She kept that, but it looked more powerful than I've ever seen from her. And then she seemed to add, I don't remember her having this. She might have had it, a whip full through to an indirect double tuck. Okay, but her leap pass, is not okay with me. And she was not the only one to do it. Jayla Hang did it also later in the rotation. They are doing
Where they do
a switch half to a strut.
half turn into the switch foot. Like, yeah, I don't like it either.
They need to stop it right now. Right now. I never want to see that again. Ashley Sullivan, she downgraded to a really nice Yurchenko 1.5. And then she had a second vault, which was a pretty front handspring front layout with a half turn. Jayla Hang also did the switch half to strug. Not acceptable. Hesley's beam, she had the prettiest leotard to me of the competition. Really wonky switch half, and she fell on that. But she looked really confident, especially on that straddle jump, which she had the problem with in qualifications in Paris. I think she has a beautiful quality of movement. I need her to take out her rings.
Taller.
You said
Did
she looks
she
taller.
did she grow?
Looks
Yeah.
like she grew a little bit, but that's like normal and healthy, right? I want the girls to grow.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, just the Olympics wasn't like she looked significant to me. She looks significantly taller.
She does, but she also looked more powerful in her double pike dismount.
Did she? Because that was
Michaela,
scary.
it's been so much scarier before. It's been so much scarier before. This was one of her better ones.
I don't understand why Valerie just don't tell her to do a double tuck. It's only a 1/10 of a point left. Like it's.
I have so many questions for Valerie. I did notice when Claire Pease had her little meltdown on bars, which I saw coming. He was like, he kind of like, it seemed like he was like supporting her instead of scowling or like turning his
I
back
will
or like
say that I
pressing.
know. I noticed that too. I think it seemed like Valerie is actively. Maybe it's because Bella had that same change too. Like when he started getting older, he became less and more like a. Maybe he is just getting older.
I think Valerie is
he
just so
seemed less.
gagged that Hesley made the Olympic team. That he's like, it just like made him a little happier, maybe.
But he does, even with his lesser gymnasts, he seemed less aggressive with them, less angry when they make mistakes, less like.
That's what I saw from this one routine, and that's like through the live stream. Like we don't know for sure, but I will.
Even with Hesley last year at the Olympics, even though Valerie looked mad when she was making errors, it wasn't like as bad as it was when it was like Rebecca or like Nastia. Even
Oh, definitely
he looked mad, but
not. That's a huge improvement. But Claire Pease, even last season as a junior, he would have like really, he would be visibly pissed off. He would turn his back. He would go like, he would roll his eyes. He would cross his arms. He would not talk to her after she got off, after she dismounted.
That diva is good for crossing her arms and rolling her neck. Valerie is good for. Valerie is good for giving the girls all of that.
It's all the body language. He doesn't need to say anything. He's like, "What do you want me to say?
Ooh.
What am I supposed to say when you fall twice?"
Diva is a female version of a hustler, and that's a diva, honey.
That's a 5-foot diva.
5 foot. A Napoleon.
So those are my notes from the first 2 rotations. I'll give you my rotation 3 and 4 notes tomorrow. Thank you so much for indulging me, Michaela.
Cool. I want to show a routine, everybody.
Let's do it.
Give me 1 second.
I could be wrong, but I think the Nastia Lukin Cup started 2 minutes ago.
I do, and I know some people were watching the juniors.
I'm gonna watch the Nastia Lukin Cup first. That's my priority. But if I have time, I'm gonna watch the Nastia Lukin Cup first, then the Cottbus, then the junior elites, and then NCAA. That's my plan for today.
See, I'm gonna watch. While I'm at work, I'm gonna watch UCLA live because it happens live. So why would I watch it back? But
what time is that at?
So it's another.
So everyone can watch.
I think Nisha, Shayna, somebody put what time UCLA starts. I believe it's at 5, and it's UCLA versus Michigan. So that's going to be a pretty big one for UCLA. And it's another one that is of lesser importance.
Why the fuck is the
Give
My
me one
USA
second,
Gym
honey.
website and app not working? USAG, get it together.
I don't know.
Jo Yat-sen, mother, queen.
Was that working?
Oh no.
Did y'all see that?
It was working. It was doing exactly what it's supposed to do. It was so good, but it didn't finish.
Oh no. Okay, I'm so sorry, everybody. Oh, that was such a good being routine. And that is the Cottbus being champion, the Olympic silver medalist from the current Olympic Games. And that's just where I'm talking about when I'm saying about the scores, the routine composition. Like, and again, I get it. She just competed at the last Olympic Games, but she's just so much further ahead than anybody.
And she's the reigning world silver medalist on balance beam. But mother was she flinched when she hit that Corbett, and
Oh
her
yeah,
right leg smacked the beam. I was worried
because she was a
they
little
were
bit
gonna
short
deduct the
of.
fall.
Oh,
Did that thought
I
cross your
thought they were
mind?
going. No, I thought because I thought she didn't complete. In my opinion, she didn't get her switch half completely around, so that
No.
led into the error with her Corbett. So I thought they were going to devalue her switch half,
Yeah.
but
I could have
it
seen
just
that
gave her
too.
a balance check. Or
Her feet were like sideways when she landed her switch half. And that switch half is a new skill. She didn't do that in 2023, but she took out her switch ring, interestingly. She did the triple twist lovely, beautifully.
one of the better in the world, absolutely.
Interestingly, both the Chinese got 8+ E scores, but both of them got 1/10 neutral deductions. I didn't hear a bell for overtime for either of them. Did you?
I didn't, nor did I pay it that great of attention. So maybe that's something I would have no idea what it would be if it wasn't overtime.
Her leotard. I don't know. What if one of the Chinese wags was like, I don't like wearing leotards. I'm gonna wear the singlet or Fred Richards' new uniform. No, but really, what if the can we talk about for a few minutes, briefly, because time is short. What would be the difference? Because I think there would be a difference. It would not be the same. It would not be a perfect equivalent if a wag was like, I feel uncomfortable, too exposed in a leotard and a unitard. I want to wear shorts. It doesn't have to be Frederick shorts.
I wouldn't be opposed depending on the length of the short. Like, I'm not even opposed to Frederick redesigning the men's Leo. It's the bagginess and the length of the Leo that's the issue.
And the way he talked about it.
The way he talked about it, but it's actually most definitely the way but the actual final product, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, I can understand if he wanted to do where it wasn't like a single and it was just a shirt and a pant. It makes sense to me.
This whole thing
it's just
so messy. Like it's so messy in so many ways. Is Frederick selling the leggings?
he has to, because
but like, why is it not clear if those are part of it or not? Do you know what I mean?
I don't think it is, but I don't think it is because I don't think they consider that you literally have to have your legs covered for 4 out of the 6 events. Like, it's just such a lack of gymnastics knowledge involved in this too. Like, it's just so.
Wait, I don't know that. Are we certain? So I'm understanding it correctly. So you can choose to wear pants on all 6 events, even though most of the men wear shorts on vault and floor. But it doesn't go the other way where you can't wear shorts on all 6 events.
Right. For the men's in a code of points is long pants, right? So, or Fred called them pommel pants, right? You can choose to wear shorts on floor and vault, but you don't have to. But you have to wear long pants on the other 4 events. Like, you can't wear shorts on the other 4 events. It's literally.
What is the reason behind that? Because I understand that the whole thing about wearing tight pants and wearing pants. Well, I don't agree with it, but I understand that there is somewhat of an argument for wearing, I think it's like dark blue or black pants. They can't see if you're bending your knees or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why can't they wear shorts? They could see their knees if they were bent or not.
I have no idea. And see, maybe this is where Fred should have started out with. But see, even that's nonsensical because his argument is he wanted to present the Leo more masculine. Isn't long pants more masculine than shorts?
Who knows the mental gymnastics? Who knows?
But I think it has to do with with the women, the line. I think on certain events they designed the Leo to accentuate the line of the men in certain events or whatever. So that's my uneducated, never thought about it that deeply opinion. Is it breaks up the line, the shorts, where they don't mind the line being broke up on vault and floor.
So scale of 1 to 10, how certain are you specifically, individually, that it is a deduction for the men to wear shorts on all 6 events?
80%.
Okay. Leaving some room. Why are the German wags, and I think there were some gymnasts from African countries as well. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. I can't remember which countries. Why is it not a deduction when they wear black unitards?
I don't know.
Riddle me that. I should know. I'm embarrassed that I don't know the answer, but yeah.
Maybe because the leotards are so tight, they still can see the unitards. I mean, are still tight, where the men's pants are still pants. They're not tight, so there still is a little give. Whereas the leotard, the unitard, there is still no give. You can still see the full leg because they're so tight on the leg calf. I'm assuming.
Do we assume that Fred is selling the leggings because he never wore them before this, and because there was so much attention that he was trying to draw to what he was going to wear? So why would he wear something he's not selling?
I think he had to put on the leggings because he had to wear long pants, and he never thought about the implication of
But
designing his basketball.
why even do that if you're going to accept the neutral deduction? You should go full. You should go full out. If you're going to do something, do something.
Maybe it was going to be bigger than a neutral deduction. Maybe it was going to be maybe like disqualification, or I don't know.
Do you know if it was a neutral deduction on each event he competed on, or just off of his all-around score?
Kinsley talked about it, and I think I shared it. She said it's the 3/10 neutral deduction off his total score, and they're only taking it off of the first event that he wore the leotard on, not each of the events. So if he does it, if he just wears the typical USAG Leo tonight, he will only get a 3/10 deduction off his total score. And she said that Frederick should have such a high total all-around score that it should not bother him.
Wait. Did he win the night one?
I don't know, but he should have. From what little bit I saw, he was doing way more than everybody else.
Oh, okay. See, I haven't been on Twitter because I didn't want the women's Winter Cup to be spoiled. So I'm gonna look and see if we can find the standings really quickly.
Well, maybe he didn't do all the events as well, but I think he did at least 4.
Who knows? Who cares about day one? Frederick came in second place, and it was by 5/10, so it wouldn't have mattered if he had worn the uniform that didn't get deducted. The winner of day one was Riley Luce, who was on Simone Biles' tour, who I saw. I'm kind of a fan of him. He's like not the most hyper masculine, so like that inherently makes me a fan of anyone.
Dope. Well, with that being said, we are going to bring today's show to an end. We will be back tomorrow. If everybody could, the earlier y'all could be available, the longer show that we can have. So everybody take that into consideration. Who's a part of the show, who wants to do a show tomorrow? If you make yourself available about 5 o'clock, we can give y'all like a good 3 to 4 hour long show. But if y'all come up to me talk about let's start at 7, then it's gonna be another 1.5 hour show.
Can we start earlier than 5?
Yeah, we can actually tomorrow.
What's the earliest we could do?
I don't have to go to work till 11 overnight, so I need to start getting ready about 10. So we could afternoon, mid-afternoon, if just remind me.
Do we do like 3 or 4 o'clock?
I'm fine with that. I'm not sure if Shanna and Erza could be free, but I will be free.
Okay, I just remembered I double booked by accident. I have a dinner at 7, but I might be able to push it back. But so earlier, the earlier the better for me.
Okay. And if we
Even
can't
if
do a show,
even if we start at 5, I'll have a good 2 hours or whatever.
okay. And even if we don't do a show tomorrow, yeah, it's gonna be a hard week for me because I'm going out of town. So if we don't do a show tomorrow, I'll see y'all next week. But hopefully we will push through and give you
That's
all
why we need to do a show tomorrow, because we won't get you for so long.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But this week we gave you all lots of content that y'all need to go back and watch. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Please follow Oscar at Gymnastics Saves Lives, aka Oscar Saves Lives. And I'm gonna post this one up on Twitter. I haven't been posting them up on Twitter because they've been too messy, and I know my business. I know when to hold them and when to fold them. But this one, I feel like we can post it to Twitter, so I'm gonna post this one to Twitter. I love you all for to take my ass into the shower, and I will see you all later. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Have a good day, everyone.
And I'm going to give y'all the outro today because I remember. Hold on. Let me find it.
Yay.
Because I haven't been doing that either lately. It would be this one. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of